MAC Defensive Player of the Week for our bowl game. Nice. And Offensive Player of the Week. That's not a surprise. Now, whoa! Holy shit! This is the first time we've gotten one of these. National Offensive Player of the Week was running back John Randall. 34 carries, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. Another random commit. Once again, before we even enter the offseason, Kevin Jerry, 3-star outside linebacker. Well, welcome back to the legend, or not the legend of Scott, building CMU in College Football 25. Into the offseason after our bowl win, we have 3 players looking to transfer. We have 8 persuasions now, so that's good. We aren't going to need all of them. Kelvin Hakeem looking to transfer for pro potential. Persuasion chance is medium. He's an 81 overall as a sophomore, so we'd obviously like to have him back. That ain't going to happen. Xavier White, he isn't coming back. And Demetrius Travis, who I think tried to transfer last year, well, we go 0 for 3. Before we get into the transfer portal and everything, we actually have what I do believe is our second player drafted here in this go-around of building the chips. John Randall Jr. gets drafted in the 5th round. Very, very nice. So maybe we can lure in some more intriguing transfer prospects. Let's go any state and see who's even considering us. There is a 4-star that we're in contention on. Now, the only problem is he is out of East Lansing, so we have a pretty good idea of where he's probably going to go. Michigan's going to be involved as well, but got to be able to try and do that. Pretty much any 4-star transfer that's going to talk to us, we need to be targeting. However, there's only one. Not really in desperate need of a quarterback, so we're just going to skip that. 3-star running back. I feel like going after a junior is probably the smarter decision. Somebody with a little bit more immediate impact, which means there's only 2 options. We have Bateman, a power back. Oh, they're actually both power backs. We'll go after Connor Stewart. Fullback transfers, meh. Receivers, we've already targeted the 4-star. There's a 2-star. That's not going to be of any use to us. A couple of tight ends that are looking at us. We're actually first on Brody Cosson. And second on Mike Pack. Second on Rob Booker II. We'll target a couple of tight ends here. Offensive tackle. There actually are a couple that are going to consider us. Everett Small and Romeo Rudder. That's good. Might as well go after any guys that we can. Outside of this one, Chester Hodel, we're going to let him go. No centers, but that's fine. A defensive end that we're 3rd on. Hey, good. 4 targets left. Defensive tackle is listed as a need. Spillman, let's take a look at the speed rusher at 281 pounds. That works. Run stopper Brian Stokes here. Outside linebacker is in need. Let's add 1. Got an in-state one and then an out-of-state one. However, one we're leading, or not leading on, but fairly good contention on. Middle linebacker's not a need. That's good because there's nobody here. Cornerback is listed as a need. However, we're fairly solid, I think, in our class right now when it comes to corners. Safety, not looking very good. Kicker, punter, nobody there. No athletes because, of course. So I think we head down to the prospect list and take off anyone that we don't have any chance of getting. Wilbur to Ball State. Cook to Michigan. Gilliam to Eastern. Ingold to Northern Illinois. But that's it. Only 5 spots remaining on our list. So let's go in here and see. if there are any 3-star players that are willing to talk to us. Actually, let's start with the 4 stars. I really highly doubt it. Yeah, that ain't happening. Fair enough. So we'll look at the 3 stars here. We've got the #1 punter in the class here. Which, I mean, is going to be a concern at some point. Grimes. 4th ranked punter Isaiah Boyd. A lot of punters. LaMichael Mayo. What a hell of a name that is. Let's also update our title. Got an athlete in here. Running back. Should be fairly solid, that position. 3-star fullback. And kicker. Wouldn't hurt to actually get a kicker and a punter in the class. We do have the 2nd ranked kicker still available. What about punters? The top punter was still here. 4-star punters don't exist. I'd actually rather go after this one. Not necessarily the power. We want the accurate punters. Isaiah Boyd, 4th ranked punter in the class. Let's add him to the board. There are some quarterbacks out there, but we've already got a 4-star quarterback in this class. Let's try and add a corner. If at all possible. Although it's not looking very possible. I stand corrected. Kyle Griffin's here. Add him. That might be it, though. And that is going to be it. All right, so let's go towards outside linebacker. That's another position that we always overlook. And hope for the best. Hope there's somebody lingering around here. And just the one. What about a middle that we can move over? Because we're actually fairly set at middle linebacker. Oh, wait. Actually, that's as many targets as we're allowed. All right, so now top to bottom, let's see who we need to do some work on. These top ones are already committed. We're fairly set when it comes to Trevor Callaway. Only going to need to do some work on him at the very end. However, Baraka Ring, that 3-star gem of a tight end, is still here. And we can do anything we want. Spend 65 points on him to try and get him here. See if that works. Buck Best, we're okay for now, although he's got some offers. He's got an offer from Western Kentucky. Very minimal action on him. Pretty close on DeMarco with a couple of other MAC schools. Slight action. Jalen Pope. Ooh, this is going to be... I mean, how bad do we want him? We need offensive tackles in a bad way. So let's spend the full 65, which is probably just a massive mistake. Love, I'm comfortable leaving for now. We also, before we get even too far, we definitely need to get some action in on Tommy Ritter. Just do the maximum that we can straight away. And just hope for the best on that. Now, we're competing against Michigan, so it's not looking very good. But right now, we're the only offer there in the top 5. Connor Stewart, we're inside the top 8. Not a concern. Not really of any concern. The kicker. All right, this was a guy we added in very late. We're sending the house on a kicker, which seems absolutely insane. The punter, same deal, just so we crack that top 8. Kyle Griffin would like to do the same. And then Tolliver, same deal. And we still are left with some hours to spend, so that's good news. Donnell Love, we're comfortable right now. Sensabaugh could be a big problem. Not like we're really in desperate need of him, but we're going to do what we can. We could actually get a commit from Callaway by probably just spending 15. Get some points in on Donnell Love. If we have to, we're going to spend more than the 15 anyway. Silvestro, the center. We'll spend 15. Will be a lock for his top 5, top 3, wherever he winds up. Duvernay might be a tough sell. He's got heavy interest from Pitt. Bouchard, I didn't even look at see where we're at here. Slightly behind Akron. But still with a little bit of hours to spend here. So 30 hours. I say we do 15 on Connor Stewart and 15 on Kozin. Why do I feel like... Please tell me we didn't just lose those hours. I am very confused on that. That could be a big problem. Week 2 of recruiting. We tried our best with Baraka Ring, and it just didn't work. He goes to Michigan. Okay, so good news is that I do believe all those points saved. We are actually trailing on Tommy Ritter, so our Hail Mary on the 4-star receiver might not work. Spent no hours when it came to Rob Booker II. Gonna give him all 65. And then back down here. We'll just go into the 15 for now. I don't think we're gonna lose those guys here in the next week. And if we do, we shouldn't lose them all. So we'll get 15 in on a good chunk. Although, again, I feel like we spent points on these guys here at the bottom of the list, but maybe we didn't. Only 5 hours here left, so we'll do that. And then that's our week done. Well, let's get these guys off the board that we don't have chances at. Ritter, we'll get him gone. Booker, gone. Everyone else, we do have a chance. Stokes, I'm going to spend... spend 25 there on Stokes. And then let's go to the outside linebacker, spend 5. Let's go... Well, 5 hours isn't going to do us a whole lot, but let's see who needs it the most. Storm Grimes, we're behind Indiana, but give it a go and hope for the best. 3-star wide receiver Trevor Galloway commits out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. That's not a state we get to very often. Also, just a quick check and see where we are in the recruiting classes. Obviously, we don't even think we're probably going to be top 50. But I want to see where we're at. Way better than we were earlier in the year, 76th. Very minimal that we can do with 60-some hours. Should be all right on Buck Best. He does have a visit in week 6. I'm not really sure what that would be referring to. How bad do we want Bobby DeMarco? Jalen Pope, we've done what we can. 25 on DeMarco. Donnell Love, I think we're going to be okay. Sensabaugh, Silvestro, locked out on Duvernay, locked out on Cossin, locked out on Small. Everyone else is theoretically a chance. Let's try and get a sway going here. Not the best grades, but we do have an A- and a B in there. A B on Coach Prestige. Hey, that's new. Probably going to lose out on Stewart. That's honestly not the worst thing in the world. Don't think we really have much of a chance for Rashad Archer. We might have a Hail Mary of a chance here, but we don't have enough hours. So Spillman's going to go. Stokes probably going to go to Rutgers. Done what we can on Balaga. Can't spend 15 hours on Grimes. Can I spend 15 hours here? We can, actually, on Kyle Griffin. We're going to do that. It's going to be our off-season recruiting done. Well, offensive tackle is always a big need for this team. Right tackle Jalen Pope, the first to commit on National Signing Day. Let's see how many more. 3-star running back Sean Bouchard out of Cincinnati. 3-star outside linebacker Joseph Balaga. So another position that we often overlook. Oh. Oh, no. How the hell did we only get 3 there? Take a look at our final recruiting class ranks. See if we fell from that 76 with all the people that turned us down. Actually, no. We actually moved up a good bit to 47th in the country. And into custom schedules. Tulane went 4-6 a year ago. I feel like we could get a little bit more aggressive with the schedule here. I mean, Tulane is probably tough enough to the point that they'd give us a game right now. What about UMass? Switch them out for somebody a little closer to us in skill. Now, for whatever reason, Minnesota's ranked 11th. I have no idea how. Overall-wise, we are a better team. If we could take down a Big Ten team, that could really jumpstart our season. However, since we have the ability, we're going to make it a home game. We'll go to Tulane. To be honest, expecting to lose that game. Jacksonville State, they went 11-3 last year. I mean, I feel like the Big Ten is tough enough. We don't need to be taking on teams like that. You know what? It's a perfect opportunity to take on the North Texas Mean Green. So Tulane, North Texas, FCS West, and currently number 11, Minnesota. And now our first look at the recruiting board. And well, now this isn't recommended, so that's probably not that great. I don't think we need to be going after 5 stars just yet. But maybe this is the season we can get more 4-star interest. Like Britton Wiley. 5th on his board already. That sounds like a good move at a position of need, no less. Only 4-star that is up there at the moment. So once again, we're going to go through this and do the same thing we did last year and put all our 4 stars at the top of the board. Fullback, we're going to ignore for now. Receivers, anyone that's really looking at us early on. No. So let's go for someone relatively close. Which might have to be Longa. Andy Wall out of Canton. Okay. Go for him. Tight end not listed as a need, but is there a 4-star that's looking at us? No. So we might just skip that for the time being. Offensive tackle. No. So let's take a shot when it comes to guard. Joey Barnes will go after another Ohio guy. Center, not a need. Lyle Levine. What a name. We're 8th on the board for Clayton Wimper. That'll help out here early. Defensive tackle. Now, we're not on Chester Wells' interest list right now, but he is from Michigan. So I feel like that's going to help us out in the long run. And then, oh, Parmalee here's a 3-star. Outside linebacker, looking like we're going to have to take another out-of-state shot. We're focusing in on Ohio this year. Hey, he's out of Sandusky. Middle linebacker, what are we thinking? I mean, another Ohio guy, I guess. Lee Goodwell. We have had negative success with 4-star corners. And it's shaping up to be that way again. I don't think we can go solely in Ohio. That is setting ourselves up for failure. Safety, 4-star, anyone looking at us? No. Let's go back to our good old southern roots here at Central Michigan. And go target another player from Georgia, Jacques Cockrell. And not many 4-star strong safeties at all, so the percentage of this working out is going to be fairly low. Enrique Thrash out of Nevada. That seems like a shot we're willing to take. So let's go back through all those positions of need and find some 3-stars. Should have a good chunk of players that just make sense for us to target. You would think. Spiegel there, 10th. Spears, 9th. 10th, That's not looking very pretty. There we go. Jason Ricks, 4th. Add a fullback to the list. I don't have great personal experiences with guys named Ebron. Reggie Johnson's just too solid of a name. Receiver. Gotta be a receiver. Colin Holiday. That works. Let's add a couple to the board here. Eric Cook, he's close enough. And then Tresman Westbrook. I'm gonna add, you know what? I'm not gonna add Ennis because I can't pronounce his first name. Roger McDonald. Tevin Douglas. We like that. Offensive tackle. We got a couple here. Ty Volek. Greg Weber. Let's actually get Greg Webb, rather, off the board. And go after Rasmussen here. Guard. Ream, we're 4th on. Has to be another that we're like top 8 already. There we go. Sal Gibbs. Center, not a need. Defensive end. Benjamin Moody here is already inside the top 8, so that helps us out. You'd think there's another somewhere. Jawan Garrison. Defensive tackle listed as a need. So those guys that are in the 80 overalls probably leaving after the season, even though I didn't take a hard look. We'll add Ream to the board there. Oh, here we go. Tremone Anger out of Dearborn. Yes. Taylor Coley, we're 2nd. Morris Costanzo, Tim Meese. Middle linebacker is not listed as a need, but if there's a guy that just makes sense in here, go there. Corner, I'm sure there's a plethora of guys that are begging to come to Central Michigan. Maybe not. Jarrett Gayton. Up to 30 targets. Target Brian Landry. Maybe another corner. If there's one that makes sense. No. Safety. Waitman we're 9th on. Gunter we're 9th on. Is there anyone better? Sam Haslam. Oh, wait. Let's get Haslam off the list here and go with Balaj. Strong safety. We can only add 1. for the time being. And looks like it's going to be Cedric Reed. So now into the fun task of offering scholarships to everybody here. So scholarships are offered. 400 hours to spend on scouting. So let's do skill positions of the 4 stars. Britton Wiley of Gem of a 4-star. Okay. Andy Wall right there. Let's also go corner. That's looking okay. O'Neal is also a gem. That could be massive for us. And then now down into the 3 stars. We don't hit everybody. We don't hit everybody. It's not a big deal. Don't need to scout a fullback. Just don't. Not off to a great start, but the 3 stars, not a single gem yet. There we go. Finally got one. Well, a couple gems in the 3-star bracket, but also more bust than gems. Although, last few guys, a lot of them just right at their 3-star potential, so we'll take it. Into recruiting again, we better take advantage of this while we have it. So, fuck the scouting. We're gonna head right in and do everything we can to get, especially the 4 stars that we want badly. So, guys like Wiley, spend that full 65 right away. Let that grow over the course of the year. There was another gem of a 4-star, yes? Cornerback Josh O'Neal. Perfect. And now with the other ones, I don't think we do all of that right away. I think we go in and spend 25 on every single one we can. Which is gonna be for most of them. No! No what? People probably do already have the strategy of all this figured out. I probably am doing something terribly wrong. Okay, so then into the 3 stars. I don't know. Just a little bit of something to get them thinking about us. So we can spend 65 hours on every single one of these guys now. Outside of kickers and punters, I do believe. So we're not going to get them all, but we're going to get the majority of them. We've offered them scholarships. We've let them know we're interested when it comes to the 3 stars. Well, we can recruit week 1, but not very much. Locked out there on that guy. We're top 3 on Whimper. Are we leading on the guys that we sent the literal house at here in this first week? Surprisingly, no. Losing out to, that looks like NC State, I think, on Josh O'Neal. Only 25 hours to spend this week, so I don't know. We'll go down and give these guys down here the good old 5 treatment. Some of them, anyway. I mean, we didn't really know how good Tulane was. We beat them by 10 on a little bit of a tougher non-conference schedule this year. That's off to a good start. Well, we lose to North Texas. They played week 0. They're 3-0. That may have been a bit of a rough scheduling bit there, but now we got a game against FCS West. Start MAC play against Northern Illinois, and then there's the big one against Minnesota. Even though Minnesota's not very good, that's a Big Ten team that we could beat. Oh my! Well, I know we played against FCS West, but 5 touchdowns and over 400 yards for our current starting quarterback, Sean Butts. He might just have a little bit in him. A little dog in him. And we absolutely crush an FCS opponent. 52-14 over FCS West, which is the first time I've ever even seen that team. And now we start MAC play at home against Northern Illinois. All right, well, we start MAC play with a narrow win, 17-14 over Northern Illinois. This is kind of just the way that it seems to go. We always seem to win the MAC opener for whatever reason. Here's the big game. Despite Minnesota being 1-3, I think a win, I don't know if the game is going to treat it this way, but a win against any power conference team could do us a world of good. And even a weaker Big Ten team, we just have to win the game. Please. We can recruit again, but only 55 hours. Lee Simons, the offensive tackle to Michigan. We're doing okay. We're actually fairly good when it comes to Britton Wiley. Surprisingly enough, but spent 65 hours on him right away. Let's go in and spend a good 10 on all these guys. Made the top 5 on Joey Barnes. That's a little surprising. Made the top 5 on Wimper. Doing what we can with what limited amount of hours we have. Already have a lead on Jared Anderson, so that's not exactly essential. Lee Goodwell here is actually really considering us right now. Chester Westbrook, we're leading there as well. We don't have enough hours, so we'll spend the 5 here. Holy shit! I knew Minnesota was bad. We absolutely smashed the Big Ten team. 41-14 to drop Minnesota to 1-4, improve Central Michigan to 4-1 with a lone loss to North Texas. Well, we got locked out on Barnes. We got locked out on Wimper. Didn't make the top 3 when it comes to those guys. 70 hours here this week. We're going to probably go pretty hard once again when it comes to the 4 stars, because we're going to be able to find more 3 stars at a later date. Oh, we're maxed out on O'Neal, but still trailing, unfortunately. We lead on Cockrell, but we actually haven't really done a lot when it comes to Jacques Cockrell. Spend the 4. That was probably a mistake, because now we're not going to be able to max out his hours. Thrash goes... That's a shame. Enrique Thrash was such a name. Off sequence. What am I supposed to do about that? So now we head into the 3 stars. We're leading on a good chunk of these guys. Got some competition for Cook, but he was a 3-star bust anyway. That was a bust. Locked out on Garrison. In a very tight battle, oddly enough, here with Iowa State for 3-star outside linebacker Taylor Coley. But we can spend 35 hours and see if something happens with that. We have got our first commit, and it is a 4-star gem of a running back, Britton Wiley out of Wisconsin. That is just really shocking. I don't understand why he didn't garner more interest to not come to the MAC. It's probably going to be a pain in the ass to hang on to him, but for the moment, and at least for a season, he is probably going to be a Central Michigan Chippewa. Well, we also won MAC Offensive Player of the Week. Josiah Booker, 6 catches, 71 yards, 3 scores. That's good. Means we should have at least scored 21. Holy shit, yeah, he is. The first time I looked, 93 speed, 84 juke move, 92 acceleration. This guy's a burner. Holy shit. 170 hours. That's good news. Because we're going to need to do some work here on these 4 stars. I want to see if I can get either coach stability, playing style, proximity to home. We're gonna mess around with some things here. I mean, that's not bad. That hits 2 things that we have A grades in. And 1 that's an interest. We're actually going to go right here. We got good grades here when it comes to playing style, proximity to home, and playing time. Jared Anderson, we lead on. We kind of goofed this one up, so we can spend 20 hours on a cell. And I really don't hate our grades on all of his interests, so we're going to do that whenever I fucking find it. There it is. Goodwill we're actually in decent shape on as is. All we can do on him right now is soft sell him, and we still have, well, it's pretty easy to figure out what that other interest is. Can we get proximity, playing style, and coach prestige? But we can do this. That's not so bad. Chester Westbrook, tight battle with Nebraska of all schools. We can soft sell him as well. Get him on that playing time. Championship contender right now is a B+, so might as well do it before we lose a fucking stinker against a team that has 1 win. O'Neal, that second 4-star gem, does indeed go to NC State. Cockrell, whoa, we came back when it came to Jacques Cockrell. We now lead. So we're going to do the same thing here. And these, oh, well, this is phenomenal. Look at this. We got an A+, an A, and a B- when it comes to his interests. So this could do wonders for us. But still, with 60 hours to spend, even after all that, I'm not super sold on Cook. Westbrook, we're fine. Got a pretty solid lead already on Moody, but we haven't really done that much. So let's just spend the 10. Do something. Quincy Ream, defensive tackle. We have 50 hours to spend. Do we do it right now? Or is there somebody that needs it a little bit more? Coley to Iowa State. Yeah, we should probably be a little bit smarter when it comes to this. Go with the guys that need this. Rousseau here is considering Akron at the moment. Go 25 on him. And then, ooh, we're in a tight battle here. This is probably not going to go very well. Let's actually go towards the corner that we're actually pretty close on in Brian Landry. Spend that last 25 hours on him. That wasn't a good week when it came to the 4-stars. I guess the good news is that we have one, and we're leading on 2 others. Can't really do anything else on either of them, though, unfortunately. 190 hours here. Feels like a great time to get involved with some of the 3-stars that we haven't really gotten a chance to do anything with yet. Gotta make sure we get this right, though. So, with this, we would have already spent... We can do that. We can do that. Not going to be able to do this on a lot of them, but we're going to be able to do it on ones that we really need to. Westbrook is not one of those players. Douglas, even though he's the gem, I'm going to leave him alone for now, because I think we're going to... At this rate, we're going to get a commit, even if we don't do anything. Some interest from Ohio here. Let's go into Quincy Ream. Give him 60 hours. Really try and sway him. Anger, we're going to be okay for now. Fontaine, I think we're going to get a commit, even though he's a bust. We're going to have to try and sway Rousseau here, and we don't have the hours for that. 3-star corner, Gayton to Syracuse. So let's touch a couple of these guys down here. Get some hours in. We're going to have to add some more prospects to the board at some point. Oh, you fucking ass clowns. 24-14 loss to Kent State. Every single time, man. I swear. Dude, Kent State is a pain in our ass. Get that a rivalry game. Holy shit. Commit from Wiley. Can't do anything on Goodwell or Cockrell, but I mean, I feel like he might commit this week the way things are going. Like, either that or he's going to be so close. I don't think we're in week 9, so that could be good news. We might catch him before that visit. Rick's not a concern. Already sent the house on Eric Cook. I mean, Ream, just to get a player in the class, I guess we can spend 10. Gibbs, same sort of deal. We'll spend 10 there. Moody, not a worry. Ream goes to Illinois. That's a little bit of a blow. Tremont Anger doesn't have any interest from anyone else. Why do we always get commits from the bus? This blows. Rousseau, a last-ditch effort to sway. Landry, 15 hours left. We can spend 10, and then spend 5 on Balaj. We have our first commit of year 5. Wide receiver out of Clinton Township, Michigan, Colin Holiday. That's good news. And we also get Sal Gibbs. Those are the 2 we were hoping to get. Awesome. We also get MAC Offensive Player of the Week, Josiah Booker. 6 catches, 110 yards in his second 3-touchdown game of the season. That is way closer than I certainly would have liked. 34-31 over now 2-7 Buffalo. But that does guarantee the Chips are going to a bowl game in their next, or at the end of this season. We're 4th in the MAC as things stand at 3-1 in the conference. Bowling Green, who's 2-3 in the MAC. Ball State, who's 3-1. Akron, who's 1-3. And Eastern Michigan. This is the first time I've seen them good at undefeated in conference play. Well, we can't afford any slip-ups along the way. That seems to be a guarantee. Goodwell. Oh, Cockrell goes to Georgia Tech. Oh, is that pain. I think we may have been in week 9. I think that might have been... Where are we at now? Yep. He had that visit that week. That swayed him. The good news is that we have a couple weeks before that Duke visit on Goodwell. And we have only the 1 week before a visit to fucking Notre Dame. Crap. Well, let's just try and get some bodies here. 10 hours on Riggs to get a commit. Spend 10 hours on Johnson. Might be able to get a commit out of Westbrook here if we just spend the 10. Douglas was that gem of a 3-star. We'll spend 10 hours rather on him. Same thing when it comes to Volek. Bodies. Hey, this was a gem. Shaq Rasmussen. Might just spend 10 on all these guys that we've spent 5 on thus far. We did not sway Rousseau at all. He's probably going to commit to Akron here in the next couple weeks. 10 on Waitman. 10 on Gunter to try and jump Bowling Green. And 10 on Reed just because. Still have 35 hours left, though. Any 3-star gems left on our board? Rasmussen. Spend 25 here. And then there's... You'd think there's somewhere we can spend 10. I guess it's going to be Rousseau. No, actually, it can't be. Who's it going to be? Gotta be somebody we can spend 10 on, but I guess we could just go and spend 5. Well, I guess we're gonna offer a scholarship, but to who? 3-star left guard, Del Tap. Sure. Well, that is our second 4-star of this class. Lee Goodwell. It probably came down to the wire when it came to Goodwell, but middle linebacker out of Lancaster, Ohio, is our second 4-star of this class alone. We also get 3-star wide receiver Eric Cook on board as well, and 3-star tight end Tevin Douglas. We're not done. 3-star right outside linebacker Martin Fontaine, and 3-star corner Brian Landry. 5 commits in 1 week. How do we... I mean, I know it wasn't the craziest non-conference schedule you've ever seen, but how do we just get blown up in the MAC? Is the MAC turning into a power conference? What is happening here? We lost by 17. We got 260 hours this week, so it can be a little crazy here. Probably just spend 25 on all the guys we can spend 25 on. Even though that's some terrible math. But just to get guys on this team. Rousseau to Akron. We'll get Waitman. We'll get Gunter. We'll get Reed. And we still haven't done anything when it comes to Tap. We did just add him to the board, although Bowling Green is going nuts here. We'll just spend the 10 hours there. That's our week. Well, we didn't really need a 3-star running back, but Jason Ricks has committed to CMU, as has Tresman Westbrook. In-state recruit. Wow. Our class is adding up quickly. Ty Volick, also on board, at offensive tackle. And Shaq Rasmussen. We got 2 offensive tackles in this week alone. Back-to-back weeks with 5 recruits. Jalen Ream, right guard. Holy shit. Well, this is good to see. MAC Offensive Player of the Week goes to quarterback Sean Butts. Nearly 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not the greatest game. Just hoping that means we won. And we did win. We win by 10, which actually puts us to 2nd in the MAC. How this team is somehow in championship contention, I have no idea. Now, the only problem is we do have Akron here, who's at 1-5. If we beat them... I mean, beating them doesn't really do a whole lot for us, because it's all about that last week against Eastern, who has not lost a MAC game yet, and that's on the road for us. This week, we're going to head in and offer some scholarships to some new guys that we're going to add to our board. There's a 2-star in here that I didn't notice. There's actually a couple 2-stars. Get him off the board, too. We don't need 2-stars. By any stretch of the imagination. So we'll get our board a little bit more filled up now. Johnson, that's the fullback. Not super concerned there. We spend a minimal amount of points here on Moody. We might be okay. However, I have just had such bad luck with swaying guys that I don't know if that's really a great thing for us to do. We could spend 20 when it comes to anger. Not a worry right now. We're going to have to try and do something when it comes to Gunter, which means we're going to have to try and soft sell him. I mean, championship contender is a grade of B. I mean, the grades aren't great. But we got to try something. Spend some hours somewhere. Reed. Gonna try the same deal. Hit those interests. And hope for the best. Tap. Tap, we're going to have to do a lot on. We're going to have to do something. Just absolutely send the house when it comes to him. And then everyone else, I don't know if it's going to be everyone else. We're going to send 10 hours to all of these guys here at the bottom of the list until we run out of hours, which is going to be just shy of the bottom of the list. All right. DJ Waitman, 3-star safety. He is a Central Michigan Chippewa out of Staten Island. Whoa. That's new for us. And another free safety, actually. Corbin Gunter out of Ohio. Another 3-star on board. This is the most recruits I've had in season ever in Dynasty thus far. All right, so it's all going to come down to this. After a 35-14 win over Akron, we now face off against Eastern Michigan, who has not lost a MAC game. Head into the standings and just see how in danger we are. I mean, Toledo, Bowling Green, and most importantly, those two, I think, because I don't think we played Toledo this year. Bowling Green and Kent State, they are one loss behind us in the standings. We need to win this game bad. We're facing off against Eastern Michigan in the MAC championship if we win. I think that's a given. Nobody can pass them. But if we lose, we might get bumped by any of these three teams. Actually, even more. Any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. All right, well, we're in a good spot on a lot of these guys. Can't spend any hours on Reed. Tap to Bowling Green. Ooh. When it comes to Stauffer here, that's not looking very pretty, and I don't know if we really want to compete that much with Penn State. 200 hours, though. I've already spent the 10. Let's go here and spend the rest. Nope, not there. Please there. There we go. McDowell, we're set for now. Hardick, we're going to want to spend some hours on. I did it again. Spend the 5. Perfect. I mean, this isn't necessary at all, but give it a go. And then Haslam, we can spend 35 on. It's going to be important. Because we're already trailing Western Kentucky. We'll do that there. Benjamin Moody, 3-star defensive end, has committed to CMU. And all we're really worried about is if we beat Eastern Michigan. We also get 3-star safety Cedric Reed. Good. Okay, this is encouraging. Sean fucking Butts. 341 yards, only 1 touchdown, which is a little bit scary, but no interceptions. Fuck yeah, Butts. Oh, we don't have to look. So this here means that we beat the Eastern Michigan Eagles in the final week of the regular season on the road to make our first MAC championship game. That was our only path to the MAC championship, was beating Eastern. We lost. We opened the door up for a whole bunch of other shit, unless we won like a 6-way tiebreaker. Oh, not only that, but CMU absolutely smacked Eastern Michigan on the road. 31-13. Holy shit, is that massive? 9-3, second in the MAC, with a chance at our first MAC championship since Connor Stallions has taken over.